Welcome to another episode. In this episode, we will try provisioning the autonomous database, the Oracle database on the Oracle cloud infrastructure. 2-3 years back or prior to that, it is always, if you want to do a pilot or you want to develop an application or you want to learn SQL, PL SQL, getting the database, that's itself is quite challenge. But now you can, if you have even a free tier account, you can provision the autonomous database in no time. Just in few minutes, you can provision the autonomous database and use it to build any of the applications, or for learning purpose also you could use it. So in this video, we'll see how to provision the autonomous database. It's fairly simple and straightforward. Get into the Oracle cloud infrastructure. You'll have the menu over here. And there all you need to do is get into the Oracle database and then into the autonomous transaction processing database. You will get it here, and already I have provision 1, the always free tier. So that is where it is showing a status as green, and that is the transaction processing database. It has 20 GB space is provided as it's a free tier, and 1 CPU. That's more than enough towards learning. So we'll see how to provision another database, maybe the Oracle DB2. So get into that sandbox. Display name is Oracle DB2, and just for the name, I'm giving it as Oracle DB2. And transaction processing, leave all this. Always ensure it is always free tier. 19C is what you are going to get, and 1 CPU and 20 GB, it's all fine. And this is where you give the password. So ensure to provide the password and provide your password again. And once you do that, leave it. The rest of the things is not needed, and then you can create the autonomous database. So it will get into the provisioning state, and this takes about maybe a few minutes to provision the database. And once it is provisioned, it will show you up and running. So I'll just pass, and once it is up and running, I'll get back. So this is now up and running, and you have various menu features over here. And if you look at, you can stop, restart, create a clone, change the administrative, all these are available. And there is also database action, which provide a range of tools. And even this menu over here, it keeps changing as Oracle adds newer and newer features. Suppose you have seen about 2 years back, the features were different, and even the look and feel, the menus were different, and now it is looking different. And maybe after a few months, it keeps changing. So you can create from client, maybe through, access from the client through Toad or SQL Developer. For that, you need to have a database connection, or from the web itself, you can access it. So for that, if you get into database action, it's again takes a few seconds to a minute to have all the tools updated, and it will get into the screen where you have the GUI of various options and tools which are available. So here it is. You have various development tools. So basically you can use it to learn about the SQL data modeler. And this is where, suppose you want to learn about the data modeling. Yes, this is online. Otherwise, you can use the SQL data modeler. You got to use that to learn how to design a database. But here there are features, but there are restricted features in the cloud version. So let me get into that. So here it is. Say for example, instead of admin, let me bring down another schema where there are data, some test data are available, the SH schema, and these are associated tables. I can, if I want the data model, I can drag and drop over here, and similarly the cast as well, channel and cast. So that brings even what are the database joins I am able to see. If I let me make it smaller. And then if I click on the join, I'll get what is the primary key and what is the secondary key. All these details I will be getting. For this one, source is cost, and channels is the target, and reference column over here is the channel ID is what is here. So all these details I can get. And this is the channel table, and channel table, what are the columns available over here, and what is the primary key over here, and it says this the primary key, the channel ID on the channel table, and what is the foreign key if anything, whereas here it is not. Whereas if you get into the cast, you have definitely the foreign keys. These are the foreign keys with the reference table, so it is much easier to from a learning perspective as well. So this is again from the web, from the cloud web. You access it once you create the provisioning of database is done. You can also use the tools like SQL Developer or SQL Modeler Client, and then connect to the autonomous database on the cloud, and then you can work on it. So to do that, what you need to do is you need to download the database connection or the database wallet. You have to download. So let me download. It will ask for the password. Maybe better to give the same password, and get that downloaded. So you got to, it will get downloaded. So once it is downloaded, yeah, it is downloaded, you can use the SQL Developer to connect to this database. What I have opened here is the SQL Developer on my client machine, that is on my laptop, the SQL Developer, Oracle SQL Developer, and we will try to connect to the database we have already created on the cloud instance. So by that it is, I mean, when you compare with the web-based the developer or the SQL, this has much more features as of now, but I think Oracle will always try to have the features built on the cloud. But for now, if you are interested, client access of the cloud database which you have provisioned, then you can always use the SQL Developer client. So to do that, connections, then click on that connections. So this should open up the pop-up window over here. Give the name, I'll say Oracle DB, and whatever the password you have created, admin, and provide the password which you have provided while creating the provisioning the database. The same password needs to be provided over here. And then connection type, it should be cloud wallet, and whatever the name of the wallet, you have to better to browse it, and wherever you have downloaded, you can have that. I think I have made it on the F drive, and it's always better to test it out first. So let me say check testing it, and it said success over here. That means it is able to establish connection with the database. So maybe we can even save it once you have it success, and then we will then attempt to connect it over here. So this is the one again and again. When you try connecting, it might use the check for the password. It might ask for the password. You need to provide that password. Okay, because you tested it, so the password it didn't ask. Get to other users. All your schema will be here, and this is already schema has pre-populated test records, so you can even get into the tables. So click on that table. You have all the channel column names, and gives the data as well, which is there in the tables. And similarly cost, for this cost table, all the data is over here, and columns, whatever the columns. So this way, from the client, you can also establish connection with the cloud database. So that way, I mean, whether you want to try building an application with the autonomous database or for your learning purpose, whether you want to learn SQL or you want to learn PL SQL or Oracle Apex or machine learning, all that is possible with FreeTAR itself, Oracle FreeTAR itself, without stepping out and asking for provisioning of a database by third party. You can do it by yourself. You can manage the database, also learn all the Oracle tools like SQL, PL SQL, Oracle Apex from your laptop itself. Thank you.